wish to talk?
I'll keep it very short and sweet.
Tata Malik.
At the outset, I just want to thank the gentleman who sent me away from Varanasi when I was actually doing field work.
Tata.
Mr. Akram here. Thank you, Akram, for getting me out here. I think, just to take you out there very quickly, I think the most critical of the component of what we speak today from a CSR perspective, which means that companies which have got a mandatory obligation to use certain funds towards certain list of activities which are in Schedule 7. That is one kind of a organization. Okay, either it can be in the form of a trust or a foundation or anything, any other format of an NGO. Second component is an NGO itself, where the basic genesis of getting into some format for doing some social good, right? This is one format. And the third, very silent player but very strong player and very dominant player finally is the government, which is sitting silently out here. So these three are the today, how do we get these partnerships? And partnerships, mind you, it has to be at an impact, it has to create a multiplier effect. Otherwise you don't have a partnership, right? If you have a partnership, you create an impact. Okay. Now the first component which I want to, I'm just rushing because I value time and I value what Professor is trying to do to all of us. The first component is, I think, collaboration. Thank you, sir. What we need is collaboration, which is ideally what I think, Madam also was talking about. Collaboration means what? An NGO comes with a format, for example, let's say Tata Trust. We've got a corpus of about 800 crores every year, which we need to do. And possibly should not feel that, so for example, let me give you a own instance from Tata Trust. I just told you about our corpus, right? It's about 800 crores. For us, one of, Mr. Ratan Tata's, very flagship thing is, how do we change the face of cancer care in India? Okay? For example, just take Assam. I'm taking the Northeast because one of my known person is going to get transferred to Northeast speaking, right? So from the Northeast perspective, we have about 35 million out there. And then we just have 5 Linac machines. Just 5 Linac machines. And the waiting time for that Linac machine is about 8 months. What happens to the stage of the person out there? If let's say he can't even afford, first of all, so by the time he goes, I don't think he has got the reasonable chance to live. Is this inclusive development? Is this inclusive development? A right to live is an SDG goal. Today it's an SDG goal. It's a sustainable development goal. And today, a person in Assam, for example, on 26 February 2016, please go through the newspapers, in Nagon, which is the center of, the state out there, there is a person called Bertha, who left his father in the funeral thing to say, boss, please die because I cannot afford your cancer care treatment. That is the state. Is this? We are talking about education, we are talking about livelihood and all those. I am going to the fundamental basis of livelihood for your life. More than livelihood, it is about life. So, as an NGO, when we sit down, I have got about 800 crores as a corpus. I run today about 1,400 programs with this corpus. Okay, we got totally about 3,000 staff with us. We've got about 1,200 partners with us, which means all this needs funding. And today, if we look at a cancer care program and stay mum saying, what can we do? How do we reduce the cost of travel for this person out there? So, we took the risk-taking ability and today, we have gone and committed ourselves to creating about 19 hospitals in Assam, 3 hospitals in Orissa, 1 hospital in Tirupati, where I'm coming from 2 hospitals in Varanasi, and the list will go on. And Chief, for you especially, we need close to about 6,000 crores. I've got about 800 crores on a corpus. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Okay. This is just to tell you, and this is about the risk-taking ability which I go on. But you got to get your model right. So for us, the objective of this cancer care model is basically to make sure that every person does not need to travel. Today, if somebody in Assam has to travel to, they have to go to either TMC in Calcutta or TMH, Tata Memorial Hospital in Bombay. By the time they go there, the thing is they got about 50,000. In Assam, if you go to the medical college, there is a road called Cancer Care, where people tout there and say, sir, you give me your lands, I will give you 50,000 rupees. and then he takes this 50,000 rupees not knowing whether to spend on himself to live or to keep it on his survivor to his wife who will not have anything after he dies. Is this inclusive development? Is this inclusive development? So imagine here we have tied up as a partnership with Assam government, we have tied up with Assam, with Orissa government, we have tied up with Telangana government, Andhra Pradesh government, and this is where we are talking. So it may not necessarily mean inclusive development in per se, but we go to the fundamentals. Collaboration, risk taking, and last, keep your focus on in spite of all the hardships. Because when you walk, somebody was talking very nicely saying, NGO is all about individuals. Sorry, it's all about corporatized environment. CSR can be a little bit, but an NGO has to get into that corporatized environment because the challenges of India in every space is different. You go to South Odisha, you still got TB and malaria out there. You're still fighting out there. You go to the coastal part of the other side, you still have your floods out there. You come to this part, irrigation is a problem. Jaipur in fact has got a lot of irrigation. But if you come to the other side of the belt, you still have problems. On the central side, Jharkhand, you got a plenty. We were just talking with Madam out here. On the Nagaland, you got bamboo which is plenty and Amaravati which has got another set of problems. Every place, every geography has got its uniqueness. So people with focus, people with geographical focus are still required. Let's continue this journey and I'm sure this entire forum, which I think Akram has started about, should have some paper written out here where we should also be able to take it up to some policy mandate out there. Thank you for the time. Thank you, Professor.